Meeting room will come to order. We're now holding the November 10th, 2025 meeting of the Cumberland County Fiscal Court, 4 p.m. Central Time, 3rd floor of the Cumberland County Courthouse. This time, I'll ask our magistrate from District 2 to please lead us in a word of prayer.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we humble ourselves before you here today, thanking you for this day and all that you've blessed us with, Lord. We just pray, Father, that as we go through this meeting here, that you will give us the knowledge and wisdom we need and the direction that we need to keep our county moving forward. Lord, we just thankful for this great country we live in, Lord, and just pray that the leaders of our state and the leaders of our nation, Lord, would always look to you for guidance in their decision-making process. Lord, as we're come upon a day that we've set aside to honor our veterans, we just ask, Lord, that you would just bless all of our veterans and their families for the sacrifices and service that they give this country to protect our freedoms, Lord. Lord, I ask that you would just be with the lost that's here today, Lord. Just pray that they would turn from sin before it's everlastingly too late. Lord, be with those who are sick. Ask if it's your will that you would just restore a portion of their health to them. Lord, we pray that you would just go with us on through this meeting and on through the further walks of life, Lord. When you're done with the share, you will give us home in heaven. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. If you all would, please join us in a pledge to the flags. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you all for making it out on a very off and on snowy day in Cumberland County. Please be careful going home. I think the roads are still plenty warm enough, but please do be careful going home after the close of the meeting. I'll now call the roll. This will also serve as a mic check. Magistrate District 1. Here. Magistrate District 2. Here. Magistrate District 3. Here. Magistrate District 4. Here. County Attorney Coleman Hurt. Here. Thank you, gentlemen, very much for being here. Moving on to approval of the meeting minutes. You've got several here, gentlemen. The meeting minutes that were delayed, we've got the August 28th special called meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve those as presented.
So moved.
So moved by the Magistrate District 3. Is there a second? Seconded by the Magistrate District 2. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. October 13th meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve those as presented?
Motion.
So moved by the Magistrate District 1. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the Magistrate District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. October 17th meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve those as presented? So moved by the Magistrate District 2. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the Magistrate District 1. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. October 31st special call meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve those as presented?
So moved.
So moved by the Magistrate District 3. Is there a second? Seconded by the Magistrate District 2. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Moving into letter E, departmental reports. We have with us our road supervisor, Ricky Melton. If you would, please come forward.
Good evening, each and everyone. Glad to see everybody here. As the judge said, come out on a rough day, but hopefully it's going to warm up in the middle of the week and the sun will come back out and the birds will be singing. We'll get all that. We started to work on our snow equipment, putting stuff on the trucks, getting it ready. We've got a couple trucks still down. We've got Columbia and then over Glasgow, but it's a big problem. Should get them back and get everything ready. So everything's going on pretty good.
Any questions for our road supervisor?
Good job.
Thank you very much, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky.
Our EM Director, Greg Cary, as well as our ABC Officer, Junior Smith, are out because of family health issues. If you would, please keep them and their families in your thoughts and prayers and might send a thoughtful text to them if you have that contact information. Moving on to our Cumberland County Jailer, Thomas J. Brown.
Thomas J. Bryan, Cumberland County Jailer. We had a total in October of 33 runs, 25 to Adair, 4 to Burn, 1 to Lebanon, 2 to Warren, one to LaGrange, for a total of 2,537 miles. As of the first day of the month, there was 17 in Adair County. As of today, there are 18. There was a total of 9 on home incarceration for 172 days, saving the county approximately $6,192 in jail bill.
Mr. Jailer, those numbers look pretty low. I appreciate that. Low means low cost, so I appreciate what you, county attorney, and all those folks over at the Justice Center are doing to make those numbers possible.
Just keep everything where it's at.
Yeah. Permission granted, do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Burkesville Mayor Laurel Irby. I will make a note here, and hopefully Mayor Irby and the City Council and some of their team will watch this. This may not seem like a big deal to anybody else in this room, or maybe nobody else watching. This is a big deal to us. The mayor and the Street and Sanitation Department have agreed that they're going to change our trash pickup day from Monday mornings to Tuesday mornings. Now, again, that may not seem like a big deal, but for all of the community festivals and all of the just general lake traffic that we have that comes through here from Memorial Day to Labor Day, this now means that our cleaning staff doesn't have to worry about being berated for taking out the trash on a Sunday evening to let that be picked up on a Monday. Now it can in fact wait, and all of the weekend we don't have to worry about any of that eyesore sitting out here on the courthouse lawn. So to the mayor, when she hopefully watches this later, thank you and your team for being so accommodating there. Sheriff Keaton Williams.
Good evening, everyone. There we go. For the month of October, we had 347 complaints answered, 76 traffic stops, 30 citations, 11 arrests, and 5 alcohol-related incidents, 9 non-injury accidents, and 2 accidents that did involve injury. A couple of things I want to talk about. This has been a year of vehicles going down. I know y'all know all about vehicles and stuff going down, but the other day Deputy Stockton was patrolling on South 61 and struck a deer, and it's likely going to total it. The car is probably a $9,000 or $10,000 car, and the amount to fix it from one of the estimates was $8,500, and I'm still waiting on the second one. Just kind of want to know how we want to proceed with that. We can turn it in on insurance. An insurance claim, I don't know if hitting the deer affects premiums or not. I'm not 100% sure on that, or how we want to replace the vehicle.
I think that's a really good question. If this was something, gentlemen, that was $1,000 or less, I think that's an easy decision. We don't turn that in for what that would do to the premiums. I mean, since we're talking about the value of the car here, though, it would be my recommendation, Sheriff, feel free to chime in too. I do think we need to turn this one in on insurance and then use that to go toward the purchase of a reliable sheriff's vehicle, because, correct me if I'm wrong on this, and this does show, again, to everybody in the audience here, I think, Sheriff, you're known by everybody in the audience here and they know your leadership style. He has been extremely proactive about looking forward to, if something like this happens, then we need that backup vehicle. The only reason that we're not short a vehicle right now is because he did have the foresight, so did you all, to fund that expense that was requested some time ago, and now he's still able to run his deputies and cover the whole county. So I appreciate you thinking ahead on that, but it would be my recommendation, unless the sheriff has a counter reason for it, that we do move forward with an insurance claim and then put that towards the purchase of a better vehicle.
I think we have to move forward towards an insurance claim, because I don't know, they may have changed it, because insurance companies has made a lot of changes, especially in the last year. But it used to be that it would not, a deer accident would not raise your premium on that, but it could have changed, I don't know.
Sure. And through CACO, we can check just so we know for the future, but I do still think regardless, moving forward on that amount.
Yeah.
We should.
Do you agree, District 4? Yeah, I agree. District 3 or 4, any good with that? Okay. Then what I'll do, gentlemen, I will proceed with that, and Eugenia, if you would, please make a note, work with the sheriff to make sure that we file that claim, get any type of report that we need. At the time of the accident, was it deer season yet? So are we good there, Sheriff?
It wasn't bad.
Okay, fair enough. Any other questions for the sheriff at this time?
Judge, I think
Yes.
getting us that vehicle,
Oh, yeah.
Sage's vehicle that it did, we appreciate that.
Yep, I hope it works out good. Speaking of that, we just got the title in, so sometime this week we should be able to transfer it and start using it.
And for those online that might not have heard that comment, our road supervisor, Ricky Melton, thanked the sheriff for all of the work because you didn't have to do that, and we appreciate that.
I really wanted to use it, but.
Thanks for doing it, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Cumberland County Court Clerk Bryan Morgan. No report at this time. Appreciate what you all did, and especially I'm sure clerks across the state got several calls on election day wondering why polls were closed. It is because we didn't have an election this year, so appreciate you all handling a lot of that. Any questions for the court clerk? All right. PVA Gina Shaye Watson. County Coroner Gary White. County Attorney Coleman Hurt.
No report, sir.
Animal Control Officer Danny Groce.
Good afternoon.
Good.
October was not really a bad month on calls, but what calls we did get, like I had one call, had to pick up 7 dogs. The total dogs intake for October was 16 and 1 cat. They were all in the county, no city pickups at all. As of right now, and also on the calls for October, there was 7 from individuals and 2 from dispatch. The dispatch dog, one of them, I got in contact with the jail and was able to get the dog to a friend or relative or something without ever having to take it to the shelter.
Great.
There was a little trouble involved in that, but it worked out better that way.
Great.
It was somebody's house dog, and it didn't need to be in the shelter.
Understood.
As of right now today, they have 21 dogs at the shelter. 7 of them is from Cumberland County. So they're still running, that would be 3 to 1 to what we've got. So everybody over there, I think it doesn't have really a lot to do with me and Matt, but I think it's where we've got out the word and talked to people. I think it's a lot to do with the people of Cumberland County that's helped us on the dog.
Well, I think that's part of it, but I'll definitely push back, and members of the court, you can tell me what you think. I think a lot of it does have to do with you and Matt and Bryan. I think that you all go above and beyond to make sure that those dogs get where they need to go, not where they have to go. So I appreciate
Well,
that.
we try to, I got a call Saturday night, I had to go out and pick up a dog. The guy said it was set out, but, I showed the dog today to Matt, and he thinks he knows who owns it. They live down the road another mile or 2 from where it was at, so we're gonna try to get it. We've done that a lot. We find owners, you know, because dogs wander off and, you know, people, sometimes they jump out a little bit too quick to get a dog picked up when sometimes they take care of themselves. You know, they'll go back home or whatever.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Somebody had to get the word out to those people, Danny, and I contribute that to you guys.
Agreed.
Well, you know, it's better to be proactive and solve a problem before you have a problem.
Ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure, right?
I'd rather talk to people and spread the word than have to get up at 12 o'clock at night and go get a dog. That's a little selfish, but that's, you know, the only 12 o'clocks I like is, well, I don't like them, but dispatch, but I understand that. That's,
Yeah.
you know, when they do something, they have to do it, so.
Understood. Any questions for our animal control officer? Thank you very much, Danny. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Civics Club Judge Executive Sadie Arterburn. And gentlemen, if you would, our mics are still popping, turn those off, and then when you go to speak, you can certainly turn them back on.
We service 177 households for the month of October for our UCA commodities. We have elected and appointed new Civics Club members as of our last meeting. Grayson Cooper now serves as our Magistrate District 3. Cecilia Wilson now serves as our Magistrate for District 1. Abby Wilson is appointed as our Road Supervisor, and Afifa, who is sitting to my left here, is our County Treasurer. About 2 weeks ago, some of our members from the Civics Club got the opportunity to go to a tech showcase in Somerset. Now, we aren't necessarily tech people, as we learned while we set up our booth, but the leaders of that organization offered us that opportunity to come speak about the program. We got to speak with multiple grade level students and even school and county officials, and they were really interested in our program, and some of them have asked further questions and want to meet with us. That same day, we met with our Russell County Civics Club and got to show them how we first started things so that they can take some of the inspiration from us and then start working in their county. Dr. Tatham is a professor at St. Leo University, and he has shown interest in our program. He's heard about us through social media, and he got in contact with the judge, and me and the judge and Dr. Tatham, we had a conference call interview, and he asked us more about the program. He was very impressed with us, and he was sharing it with his students and the university that he's at. He's actually writing a research paper on the youth and public service. So thank you for investing in our youth, because it's helping us out in a big way across the country now. So thank you.
Questions for the judge? Now, I will speak to that point. It should make every single one of us in this room feel really, really proud when you've got professors at a university well outside of Kentucky's boundaries who would like to publish a scholarly piece that will be nationally received about the youth and civic engagement programs here in Cumberland County. That this program that they built, that you all have contributed to, and that you all have all supported and made to grow into the position that it's in, it is something that, to be frank, will, we hope, outlast every single one of us in this room. And that's definitely something to be proud about. So excellent work there, Judge, you and your team. At this time, I'll ask Michael Ballard with Cumberland County Water District, please come forward. Provide us with a Marrowbone Water Project update.
Thank you for the opportunity to come forward. I've got a sheet of stuff here. I try not to keep everybody too long, but I've been there, it was a year, mid-August, and we've had a very busy year, but I'm happy to report everything looks good. All our accounts are in good standing, and we're building a little every each month, so everything's going good. The Dutch Creek Bridge water line relocation should start any day. It should all be off-road. It's all contractors, but our engineer, we will have a inspector on site. The Marrowbone water line project that we've been talking about, that's where the big grant came in, thanks to represented neighbors. That should start anytime after first of the year. So, Master District, to get people to start asking the equipment, what's going on. It's going to be probably a year-long job, but like I said, all the funding is secured, and we actually think we're going to have some extra money to actually do a new creek bore going to Hominy Creek. Yeah. Those are very terribly expensive, and it worked out to work.
Right.
Because it kind of, for some reason, sits in a bind, and it's one of those places we're waiting to go. But that should get done in this project. So, and I also want to thank Master Cyphers and Ricky Melton and Michael Weber. They came and repaired the road going into our water plant where our shop is. It was awful, and they've done a good job on it. We appreciate that. The PSC, Public Service Commission, they have finally approved our surcharge funds, which we have 160-some thousand plus in the bank, and that goes to water loss reduction, and that is approved. And in that, I told y'all a while back, that's new zone meters and cellular reads, so we're not driving around for 3 hours a day. We've actually got the funds last Thursday, the meters got here Friday, and they started installing on Saturday. So 5 out of 9 is already in the ground and reading. So I'll keep you updated about that. With the surcharge funds, we're getting new residential meters going ultrasonic. They read a lot better, more accurate. That'd be better for us and the customer. So that's all part of this plan too. let's see, the Public Service Commission, and I've learned this, about every 4 years, 3 to 4 years, they require water districts, they want you to do a rate study. It's part of it. So our rate study that we're doing is coming to an end, and I'll probably in a couple of months will know what they said. So, but keep this in mind, I want the public to understand that any rate hike is not us, it's not the fiscal court, it's the Public Service Commission. They tell us what to do, so.
We especially appreciate you making that clear, that that's not you all or us, so thank you for that.
We have to have, the water districts have to have money to operate on.
Yeah.
But the Public Service Commission, they're not as bad as the reputation they get, but they're doing their job is to keep rates regulated, so water districts and stuff and company utilities don't take advantage of people.
Yeah.
So, but they help us with money to operate. So, any questions about any of that?
Michael, of course, pertains to my district, I guess, any update on the pump station? You know.
Oh, yeah, that thing's designed, it's built, the money's set and waiting, we're just waiting on, permits from the state, which I feel confident they won't be any problem with that. So, that's in the works, just talked to the engineer Thursday about it, and, it's just basically just waiting on being designed and, or built, because it will come in on a truck already made. So with that, who has got the road going up where,
Joe Scott Road.
no, it's the one on the left, before you get to Island Road. What is the name of that road?
District 3.
Three.
Larry's got it. I know what you're talking about.
Melton Road.
Melton Road, in this project, they get a new water line, because this new pump station is gonna put about so much water out. They're actually getting a bigger water line, better service, and that's all part of this project.
I told him was about that.
Yeah.
I told him was about that.
Yeah,
That's good.
So they're getting that, and, so we're excited, because that's gonna alleviate us having to rely on Clinton County so much, because they have infrastructure problems, and it affects us, so.
What about the overcharges that Clinton County was charging Cumberland County for the water now? How's that gonna be worked out?
That's pretty significant. Again, Public Service Commission is the one that called it through this rate study, which is another reason to have it. And, they have been overcharging the water district since 2009. So the Public Service Commission will actually open what they call a case, and they will deal with it. We won't have to. They'll pretty well tell them what's gonna happen and how they're gonna handle that. I expect some back pay, but I don't know as to how much or anything like that. To their defense, if it was past administrations didn't understand that, see, they didn't understand, their wholesale part has to be PSC approved. They just thought they could just raise rates as they do. They're like Burkesville. Anytime you wholesale, which is us, they have to get PSC approved on the rates, and they did not do that since 2009. They just kept, so.
16 years of overcharges is pretty significant, though.
Well, it is. I might be a question for our county attorney on what he thinks they'll do. Robert Miller with Rural Water is doing a rate study, and he says that it'd be interesting to see what PSC, what they determine, how far they go back or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's right, and without being too pointed at another county, ideally, the PSC will enforce that for us so that we don't have to litigate with Clinton County, which is, we might end up with the same result, but the Public Service Commission litigate that for us, and we recoup our losses by virtue of them being the pointy end of the stick rather than us, and that's ideal. What you said was right about the public service involvement. Public service regulates these utilities like us. They do not regulate municipalities like Clinton County is a city, with the exception of when they contract with a public service commission regulated utility, which we are. So they should have been working with the PSC by virtue of their contract with us. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had to. That's how it slipped through the cracks so long on their end, not on our end. But the good news is the PSC has now opened up a case on that. So it looks like there's a good chance that they will take charge in recouping that on our behalf rather than us having to do it, through the court system. That's the hope. Is that right?
That's what I actually got to talk to her, the PSC, and that's what she said. She said they're gonna let us get through our rate study, and then they'll open a case, and I do know they've already contacted Clinton County, so I'm just kind of a messenger. I'm going back between them, and but it's far above me what'll be decided.
I appreciate you navigating the channels that you're having to navigate. Appreciate your leadership.
You know, as Conway Twitty says, that's my job, I'm glad to do it. But, you youngsters don't even know who that is, I'm sorry. But I do wanna say, you know, I've been here a little over a year, and this fiscal court has been just, from now, I mean, I can't say enough good about you working with and helping us, and turning it. Coleman, you know, I told him to send us a bill every now and then, so he don't even charge us, but, we really appreciate y'all. And it's good when we can all work together.
Thank you for saying so, Michael. We appreciate you too. Any questions for Michael?
I'd like to say thank you for the fire hydrant we got on Pine Branch and Jones Ridge Road, the quick response on it.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Everybody
We actually
appreciates
put 3 in, customers requested, we did one on Redwood Drive, they didn't have one, and, you know, that place has really grew up.
And that will lower insurance rates too.
Well, it should.
That's a big deal.
It should. So
I probably experienced not having one in my community as well as anyone. My house burned, and they tried to truck water back and forth over the hill, and it was hot, and the fire was too far gone, they couldn't do it. But that is a big plus to any community to get those in.
But like up at Ronald, where he's talking about, they would have had to go all the way back down that big hill to North 61 to get water, and then pull that hill over water, and it's just, you know, it's a no-brainer when people quit. Now, we can't do them everywhere, but places like that, you know, it is expensive for us to put in, but that's what you're supposed to do, you know, so. We do them as we can, and when they're requested.
Appreciate that.
Like in my area over there, that when you come in either direction into that bottom, you've got a hill to climb.
Right.
Same way with Harrod's Bottom, same way with Irish Bottom. We actually need those in every bottom when we can get it done, you know.
I'll document that when I get back to the office and get with Tony and have them go out and see what can be done at these bottoms. Because a lot of it determines on what big a line we've got going in there as to how good it do. Like Redwood Drive's only got a 2-inch line. They can't run a pumper truck off of it, but they can fill a tanker.
We've got a 4-inch line over there, and I don't know what all of them we got, but we've got a 4-inch line over there. It would, like I said, it would also lower insurance rates, but it would just be a blessing to have that where they didn't have, if somebody's house is burning down, you don't have to drive and climb a hill trying to get water.
I'll document that soon, bring it back to the office, and we'll see what we can come up with.
All right, I appreciate that.
Cary, now, when we put one, he GPS's those things, so dispatch has them and all that, so that's what we're here for.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
At this time, given the day that it is, November the 10th, the day before Veterans Day, what I would like to do at this time, I'd like to ask Commander Bill Will if he would please come forward. I'm going to recognize him, and then any other veterans that are in the audience, I'm going to ask you to stand in just a moment and be recognized by the court. We'll give you a round of applause at that time. But Commander, if you would, please speak to what the VFW post and then even the Legion, if you can there, speak to what they provide in Cumberland County and the services available.
Sure. That's all. Okay. Yeah, our VFW post, we provide services for any and all veterans that need assistance in medical, or if they need assistance in getting anything for a family, helping the families out, assistance to even the town of Burkesville. We try to participate in any and all events here if we can, to spread the word of our organization and being around. We try to support Burkesville as much as they support us, which you do support us so much, and we appreciate it. For example, is when you have that 4th of July breakfast for us, appreciate it. When you have, like tomorrow, when we're having a program up at the high school, big deal. We look forward to that so much, because we are so proud of the students there, the faculty, and everybody else is there to support the veterans of foreign wars, and also the American Legion. So even though there's a little difference between us, we're foreign vets, they're regular vets, but we're all regular veterans, and we appreciate everything else, and we support anybody that we can.
And I want to speak to, when we've got with us Mike and Bill and Gina also here, those folks help consistently with different events that we've got, whether it's USDA commodity distribution, where we've got Joe and Jim, who are, I think it would be safe to say that close to perfect attendance for some of that faithful group. And we cannot operate Cumberland County and those community service programs without our volunteers. We do not have a large enough budget to pay for enough staff members to show up to do something like that. Case in point, and Magistrate District 4 will mention this toward the end of the meeting again too, but Marrowbone Christmas Parade, it's coming up on the 22nd of this month. Burkesville Christmas Parade, the 13th of next month. We need not less than 43 volunteers in order to be able to hand out $50,000 to $100,000 of brand new toys on that parade route. That's a big deal. And those folks, among other folks, show up and help. And that is not a glamorous job or necessarily a warm job. So we appreciate what you all do. At this time, all veterans in the crowd, if you would please stand to be recognized and receive a round of applause, please. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you, Commander. This time, we'll move into old business, update on the county road corrections and cleanup resolution. Gentlemen, I will be meeting, this is more or less an FYI, I'll be meeting with the Area Development District staff next week to submit those roads. They're coming into this office to go over all of those signed affidavits to make sure we get them in the format that they need so that they can be submitted and appropriately received by the State Transportation Cabinet. Those roads are going to affect funding for Cumberland County. There are some districts more than others had roads that went from being classified as gravel that were actually asphalt. We've been leaving money on the table there. So now by turning those in, I do expect to see next year a higher county road aid number come in, and that is thanks to you all. So appreciate what you all did to increase that number because I know it was a lot of hard work. Any questions on that, gentlemen? Moving on to letter B, Cumberland County Flex Funds. Spoke with the District 8 Superintendent last week again, maybe even a couple times again last week. They will be finishing their review on our Cumberland County roads this week, hopefully today, tomorrow, so that blacktopping can start and finish for the year very, very quickly. This is one where I know that people in Cumberland County are rightfully so and reasonably asking, are we going to lay in blacktop this year? The answer is, we hope. The way that this worked out, the timing of the request could not have been worse because the LARP money that we'll get into in just a minute, all of those requests that came in, they are statutorily required to have those road reviews done and submitted by November the 1st. Now, November the 1st is come and gone, so those have been submitted to the General Assembly at this time, but that meant they had to put on hold all of their flex road reviews, emergency funding road reviews, all of that, until they got the LARP roads written and reviewed, okay? Now, all of that has been done at this point as far as the LARP roads, and you'll see that breakdown on here next. But as far as flex, we do hope to have that answer tomorrow, the next day, sometime this week. My understanding, we've made communication with Gay Shamrock as far as they're ready to go. They just need the green light saying we can start paying. Any questions on that, gentlemen? Okay, what I would ask of you to prevent absolutely any delays, I need carte blanche authority here from the court that when that resolution comes in or any documents that the court needs to execute, that instead of us having to call a special call meeting, you all give me full authority, and you've done that in the past, I know, but I want to make sure we're crystal clear and good on it now. Full authority to execute any agreement that had any of the roads listed that you all submitted on flex, so long as they do approve them when they review them. So, motion from District 4, is there a second? Seconded by every other member of the court. We'll call it District 1. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. Letter C, this is just an update, gentlemen. This is about what a road supervisor, Ricky Melton, had brought up a meeting ago about the bus turnarounds. We've had a conversation with the district office, the Board of Education, we've requested a meeting with them to sit down and execute some type of formal agreement if that work is to continue, because in the absence of that, the road department, nor the court needs to be involved in something that we don't have legal authority to do. So there's an update with respect to the turnaround. We look forward to that discussion. Letter D, under old business, second and final reading of the potential Franklin Spears Spur closure. We do need to table that until it can be advertised. So at this time, I'll ask for a motion from the court to table that to our immediate next meeting.
So moved.
So moved by the District 3 Magistrate. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the District 2 Magistrate. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Letter E, Cumberland County Splash Pad and Cumberland County Pavilion status update. For those watching and for those in attendance tonight, I'm excited to report back that we did have a special call meeting in Russell County this last Monday. We went to Russell Springs, visited their city park where they have their community splash pad. Their community splash pad is roughly the same size of what we had desired to have here, just a fraction larger because of some apron work, concrete apron work there. But generally speaking, the same size of what we're shooting for. The pavilion that we're planning to construct is to be bigger than theirs. The one thing, gentlemen, any of you all that were there, please speak up and jump in. The pavilion that they have is teeny tiny compared to what we are proposing. The pavilion is the one thing that they've said if they could do differently, they would have done much bigger because they underestimated how popular that splash pad would be. That's a good problem to have, though, all things considered, a good problem to have. The splash pad and pavilion that was constructed in Russell County, and I don't know if they'll watch this, but if they do, kudos to you all for what you've been able to do there. I continue to brag on what they built. They were able, and gentlemen, step in or correct me if you've heard different numbers, but they were able to build their teeny tiny pavilion and bathhouses and their splash pad for right around $100 and something thousand. Gentlemen, did you hear the same numbers?
I thought it might have been a little under.
Yeah.
But it was in that neighborhood.
And part of the reason that they were so successful in what they were able to do, they did that in-house, right? Now, this court recognizes, and I want to make this crystal clear, this court recognizes that we are not in the splash pad business. Cumberland County Fiscal Court, Cumberland County Road Department will not leave Cumberland County to install splash pads across the Commonwealth. But we also recognize, taking a page out of Russell County's playbook, that if you line up the right people and the right local contractors, and we've got a talented contractor here with us tonight, if you line up those folks here locally, there's no reason that you can't do that and save money. Now, I want everybody to understand these numbers. If you took from the bids that we received, and we're grateful that we did receive those bids, if you took the bids that we received on the pavilion and the splash pad, take the lowest bids of both of those, including the restrooms, and put them together, that's about a $700,000 project. I will tell you, we did not budget for a $700,000 project. Now, there is some logic out there asking, well, why in the world did you all bid that project out if you weren't going to go ahead and move forward on a $700,000 project? Well, for a couple different reasons. One being, if we had not bid those out and the experts, the splash pad experts, had not given us those numbers, then you mark my words, everybody in the room recognizes this. It would have been, even if we had gotten the project done for $150,000, the allegation would have been, well, the Cumberland County Fiscal Court spent $150,000 on that. It should have only cost $12 and they'd have had that up and going. It's reasonable now. I mean, we know what we're up against. We know what we're comparing it to. It's $700,000. And based on how good Russell Springs mayor and their staff have been willing to work with us, I think we come in way, way, way under that number and under budget. Now, our budget, roughly $250,000 was what we had budgeted for that proposed splash pad out there at the northern end of town. I think we can not only, and this is ambitious, and people will tell you, especially with these kind of numbers, is, oh, don't go out on that limb. I really do believe, based on what this court has allowed me to do and us to do as a team, that we can get that number to come in for less, and it not just be the splash pad, but it be the splash pad, restrooms, and a pavilion at that location. Now, to be overly ambitious, what I will ask, and District 4, I'm coming to you on this one. I genuinely believe that if we do this right and we can utilize our local contractors and their level of expertise, I think that we can have some of that money that we budgeted for the splash pad left over. Now, do not misunderstand me. This is not an administration that says when you have money that goes unspent, find a way to use it or lose it. That is not where we're coming from. But where we are coming from is, this court speaks in the form of its budget priorities. When you allocate money to a budget line item, you're telling the people of Cumberland County, we value X. And when we allocated that money for youth recreation and community recreation, that's what it needs to be used for. And District 4, I'd like your opinion on this, because you are in-house expert for Marrowbone Park, Roadside Park too. I think if we come in under budget, like I feel like we will with the help of all of these folks locally and the road department, that each of you all made the big step in the right direction of giving up 2 out of 5 days of your week on an as-needed basis for the road department to help with site prep and things. I think that any money that is left over in that specific budget line item could be, and arguably should be, used over in Marrowbone, at the Marrowbone Park, and it's been an ongoing request for what, 3, 4, maybe longer years. The basketball courts at Marrowbone Park and the tennis courts are in disrepair. Right. Is that fair to say? Yes. And my understanding, I think that pickleball is popular. Right. The city of Burkesville is putting in pickleball courts down here at the city park. I think to have a pickleball court over in Marrowbone at the Marrowbone Park would be an asset to that community. Do you see anything wrong with any savings that we have from this line item being tonight allocated for Marrowbone Park in the form of either resurfacing, and I know we'll have to get rid of some trees that are growing up through it right now, but resurfacing the basketball courts and or installation of a pickleball court in Marrowbone Park?
No, I don't. I think everybody appreciates it, working hard to cut the splash pad down and spreading the money on out. I think everybody appreciates it. I appreciate you doing that.
You are very welcome.
I think it'll go over good.
I hope it does. I hope it does. So at this time, gentlemen, with all that, I will ask for a motion from this court on my recommendation that any savings in that line item be allocated to the potential combination of a resurfacing of the basketball courts or installation of pickleball courts at the Marrowbone Park. Is there a motion to that effect?
Motion.
So moved by the Magistrate of District 4. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the Magistrate of District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. I think we're all ready to get to work on that. Moving into new business, cash transfers. You have the cash transfers in front of you at this time. We have cash transfer from the general fund to the jail fund in the amount of $20,000. Is there a motion to approve that? So moved by the Magistrate of District 1, seconded by the Magistrate of District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. Now moving into the budget transfers. Gentlemen, we have budget transfers in front of you, $1,500 total. Is there a motion to approve the budget transfers?
So moved.
So moved by the Magistrate of District 3. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the Magistrate of District 4. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. Warrants, that's the bills. Is there a motion to pay the bills? So moved by the Magistrate of District 2. Is there a second? Seconded by the Magistrate of District 1. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. Bills to be paid. Letter D, under new business. Court consideration, recognition of partnership with the Lake Cumberland Area Development District. That's LCADD for road review. Michael Gilbert, would you please stand up? Sadie Arterburn, would you please stand up? Greg Cary, if he was here, I'd ask him to stand up. These two folks will be bringing in, as a result of their work and their willingness to travel to the Area Development District, they will be bringing in approximately $10,000 to Cumberland County in just the next few weeks. Now, $10,000 when you've got a multi-million-dollar budget is not going to be enough to move the needle from empty to full, but it moves the needle $10,000 worth. These two folks have been willing to go out, ride the roads, and if you're interested, they can explain it to you later. They go out, they ride the roads, they have to take pictures of any of the road hazards, they have to go out and it measures whether or not we've got a tilt on this road or a bump in this road. All of that has to be documented. That's being done across the state, especially across our region right now. This is one of those things where 2 years ago, we executed this agreement with the Area Development District. When I tell you all that this court is focused on long-term moves, this is one of them. That in the moment, it was like, why in the world would we execute that document? We already don't have time to go out and cover the roads that we got. Why would we agree to do this? This now, 2 years down the road, looks like an incredibly intelligent move because, and this is one time where Cumberland County didn't draw the short straw, Cumberland County Fiscal Court, because of the relationship that we've got with the region, we ended up for $10,000, the work that we've had to do is on 5 roads. Now, I don't want to make that sound like we could go out and get that done in a matter of an evening and then cash a $10,000 check. But those folks at the regional level have been a tremendous help to us because they know what we're going through as far as our county roads. They know what we're having to deal with right now with FEMA and how we're covered up with that. So they have gone out of their way to help. And that resulted in Michael and Sadie and Greg Cary covering 5 roads. We're almost done with those, is that right? Got 2 more to do at this point. As soon as those are done, that $10,000 comes back to Cumberland County. Now, what I would say, that $10,000 will be coming into the general fund. But I'm gonna ask, since it's road work that you all have done to earn that $10,000, I'm going to recommend to this court today that we allocate that money, that $10,000, it won't be enough to cover it, but we allocate that $10,000 in your work to Brush Creek Circle. Here's why. Sadie, Michael, you may be seated now. Thank you for your work on that. Gentlemen, you'll recall, and I mentioned it earlier, take one of these and pass it down, please. You'll recall from our earlier conversations that you all submitted road projects to the state for funding of the LARP program, L-A-R-P. What you're looking at here, gentlemen, is an email that we received today, just a few hours ago, from Bobby Jo Lewis. She's the Rural Roads Commissioner out of Frankfort, and she has sent this email to our state representative, Amy Neighbors, and then, of course, included us on the email there. I had asked a question via email to Representative Neighbors about the roads that we submitted, and specifically, if you'll notice on your list there, and to the media, I'll get you this afterward too. On the list that we have here, Brush Creek Circle is down at the very bottom of that. And if you look over to the far right-hand side, you'll see a number 6. That's out of 10. The rest of those roads scored pretty high, which is good and bad. It's good for funding, it's bad because it means that the road is in horrible shape. But one of the reasons that Brush Creek Circle scored as low as it did is because it's not viewed as a through road. It's considered dead end. Even though it's a circle and it comes back out on itself, it's considered dead end. There were some other factors there also, but as far as general road condition, Master District 2, I'll let you speak to that. I think it's probably the worst road we've got as far as condition of the asphalt.
I've been trying to get this road fixed for those people ever since I've been in, and it is in bad condition, but like you said, it is a circle, but the circle comes back out on the road, so they consider, the state considers it a dead end. I'm gonna commend the folks that live on that road. We've got 2 businesses on that road, but they've been very patient and understanding with that.
I agree with that, and you'll notice in her response to Representative Neighbors there that I had asked the question. It made sense to me that if it scored a 6 out of 10, that stands to reason it will not be funded through the state appropriations. Which means if we want that road repaired, we need to allocate out of our county budget here because it's not coming from the state. For that reason, you'll notice, gentlemen, if you look at that fifth column over from the right, you'll see the number of $11,280. That's the amount that we were quoted by Gaddy Shamrock to repave that road, to fix that road. Since it will not be funded through the LARC program, and we know that, I am recommending that we take the $10,000 that's being brought into the county from Sadie and Michael and Greg's work and allocate $10,000 of it toward that. With the understanding, in Magistrate District 2, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I think there's got to be some skin in the game. The only way that I'm recommending that, though, is if you're willing to put in roughly $1,280 from your allotment to bridge the gap from the 10,000 to that total estimated amount. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, I'm comfortable with it, because I said, the road needs it, and I feel like if the road had been a through road, or had it come back out on the other road, it would have been approved, but they won't approve anything below 7, I don't think.
I agree.
Yes, you're right.
So at this time, I've made my recommendation. I'll entertain from the court a motion to approve that recommendation.
So move.
So moved by the Magistrate District 2. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by the Magistrate District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Thank you all very much, and to the people who live on that road for their patience. Letter E, court consideration of Industrial Development Authority Resolution RDAPP. Dr. Wilson, would you please come forward while I read this resolution? Fiscal years 2025 through 2026, RDAPP authorizing and designation of Special Purpose Governmental Entity Resolution, County of Cumberland. Adoption of a resolution of the Cumberland County Fiscal Court designating the Burkesville Cumberland County Industrial Development Authority Special Purpose Government Entity to receive Tennessee Valley Authority funds under the Regional Development Agency Assistance Program, and authorizing the filing of a Regional Development Agency Assistance Program proposal grant application for up to $461,539.05 in RDAPP funds with the Department for Local Government, and authorizing the designated Burkesville Cumberland County Industrial Development Authority Special Purpose Government Entity to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. Whereas Cumberland County desires to promote and carry out economic development efforts and job creation activities on behalf of the residents of Cumberland County by supporting the RDAPP projects, and whereas it is recognized that the RDAPP funds available to the county pursuant of KRS Chapter 96 impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the county and will require, 1, approval of a satisfactory application to be transmitted to DLG for approval. 2, the designation of a special purpose government entity established under KRS 154.50-301 to KRS 155.50 through 346. And 3, concurrence from the respective state representatives and state senators. Now therefore be it resolved on this 10th day of November 2025 by the Cumberland County Fiscal Court that the special purpose government entity is designated to receive the RDAPP funds. And you see there, gentlemen, the RDAPP contract amounts and contact information. This needs a motion, a second, and a prevailing vote in order to authorize. And again, this is not coming from Cumberland County Fiscal Court funds. This is coming out of Frankfurt for the funds that they have up there. Dr. Wilson, anything that you'd like to add?
Not really. I think the ordinance speaks for itself. It came from the Department of Local Government. It's their language. It's also the same ordinance that y'all approved in previous years. It's just basically allowing us to, if we have an approved project, to be able to submit an application for those funds. And that total amount in there, 461.
461, yes, sir.
Yes, that is the amount that is currently in Frankfurt that is earmarked for economic development in our county.
Super.
So that would be allowing us to apply for those funds.
Perfect. So moved by the Magistrate District 1. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Oh, excuse me, I need a second. Jumped ahead. Thanks. Is there a second? Thank you. Seconded from District 3. Now, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. I was really excited about that industrial development there, Dr. Wilson. Sorry about that. Moving on to letter F. Cumberland County Sheriff Keaton Williams, would you please come forward? We have letter F, Cumberland County Sheriff's Department Annual Settlement. Gentlemen, you see this every year. This is just the approval of their annual settlement. We need a motion, a second, and a prevailing vote if you don't have any questions at this time for the sheriff.
Motion.
So moved by the manager of District 1. Is there a second? Seconded by the manager of District 2. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Letter G, Cumberland County Sheriff's Department order setting maximum annual salaries. Gentlemen, you also have that in your packet. This comes before you every single year. Is there a motion to approve that? So moved by the manager of District 2. Is there a second? Seconded by the manager of District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Final thing from the Sheriff's Department, we have consideration of the statement of advance. You also have that in your packets, gentlemen. What I would ask you to also keep in mind here, the sheriff has had a conversation with me because of the way that the days fall this upcoming year. They will need $30,000 instead of $15,000 in the month of January in order to make payroll. We are not the federal government, so we do not have the luxury of asking people to work without getting paid. So what I would like to ask is you all, if you would, please consider in the upcoming meeting $30,000 instead of that $15,000. Naturally, that will come back to us, but they need that to start their year because they give us all of their funds, the excess funds, at the end of December. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for that statement of advance. So moved by the manager of District 1. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by the manager of District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate that. Letter I, consideration of judge executive nominations. Gentlemen, you have in front of you a letter from the Education and Labor Cabinet with 2 names. We have several board positions on the Cumberland County Library Board that will be up for new positions or new terms to start. We've only received 1 at this time. This is for the term currently being filled by Angela Morrison. She is interested in serving again. I think she's in your district, District 1. She is one of the 2 names that was provided to us for reappointment. I am proud to recommend to the court reappointment of Miss Angela Morrison for a new 4-year term. That term will, thank you, Master District 1, that term will expire on July 31st, 2029. Let the record reflect that. We have a motion from Master District 1. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from the Magistrate of District 4. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Thank you to Ms. Angela Morrison for her willingness to serve. We also have some names from the Extension District Board. There's 2 vacancies on that board. I've not been able to speak with all of these folks, but I will make one recommendation based on the conversation, and that is Ms. Barbara Boer. I'm recommending Ms. Barbara Boer to the Cumberland County Extension District Board for a term ending December 31st, 2028. So she'll take that role effective January 1st. So her role, December 31st, 2028, if approved. Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved.
So moved by the Magistrate of District 2. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the Magistrate of District 3. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Final item under new business. District 4 request. District 4 Magistrate, if you don't mind, you can probably speak to this if he's had a conversation with you. This is twofold, gentlemen. We've got a gas line request that would need to cross over the Marrowbone Park. I'm recommending that it not just be us telling them, yes, go do it. That needs to be a motion, if we make one, needs to be contingent on the Marrowbone Park Board also saying yes. Okay, my understanding it's to go to a restaurant. Is that correct, District 4? Okay, so I can see why they need it, and hopefully they will get it. I think they would benefit from it, and restaurant business in Marrowbone would benefit greatly if they had that gas line. Do you see any reason, District 4, that shouldn't be approved?
Oh, I'd say just talk to Dave, I don't know where they're aiming to run it.
But
the only thing about going through the park, you got all those underground lines. And then there's a vacant field right next to it that does not have so all that wiring to that ball field, everything's underground. Everything up there is underground. So, but I don't know where he's wanting to go. I'm not looked at it.
So are you comfortable then if we again, make it contingent on also.
Yeah, I'd say just meet with David and see
But
what
to
they
have
got.
it where, even though that would be on their property, where we say if we give you authority to do it, they assume liability, and if they cut through lines, they fix the
Yeah.
lines. You good with that?
Yeah,
Okay, is it in the form of a motion to approve?
yeah, I'd say just,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
Is there a second to that?
Okay.
Second by the magistrate of District 2, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. Just a couple quick housekeeping things. Marrowbone Volunteer Fire Department will be having their community dinner on November the 15th. For those that are in the Marrowbone community or connected with the Marrowbone community, I know they would appreciate it if you would show up for that event. I think they provide the meat. They're just asking that if you come, you provide a covered dish. And then Magistrate District 4, Christmas Parade, November the 22nd. And does that start at 11? Is that correct? In Marrowbone?
Generally does.
Okay, I think that's right, but anybody here or watching, double check that, but I do think it's 11. I know they'd love to see you over there too. This time I'll ask for a motion to adjourn until our December 8th meeting, 4 p.m. Central Time.
Motion.
So moved by the Magistrate of District 1, is there a second?
Second.
Second by the Magistrate of District 3, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes.